Well, the time has arrived, everyone. It's here. The time that you've all waited for. You thought this day would never come, but the time has come to apparently romance a young Colonel Sanders. I don't know what to tell you. These are the wages of your decisions. This is what happens when democracy runs amok. No, I'm actually, in all seriousness, because I know somebody asked me about this. I'm not feeling weird or awkward about it at all. I actually think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited for I Love You, Colonel Sanders. I just keep looking at it and being like, man, I don't know what to make of the human race. Like, I really don't. We do such terrible things to each other. Then we do such heroic things and compassionate, sacrificial things for each other. And then we just do this, and I don't even know where this even applies. So we are going to do some I Love You, Colonel Sanders. My goodness. Before we go any further, just a couple of reminders, ways to support the stream. If you haven't done so already, please follow the channel. Please check out our YouTube with !ArvTube, Discord with !ArvCord, Twitter with !ArvTweets. Website is arvanelloron.com. Financially, !Arv shop for my merchandise area, which is going to get a major overhaul soon. Arv Tray On for the Patreon, which is the financial backbone of the channel. And you can get good stuff for yourself and good stuff for the channel if you support us over there. And of course, subbing to the channel is important too. And I want to thank Arudinel because I saw that Arudinel has just resubbed Tier 1. It's a 6-month gift, which is incredibly nice of Arudinel, and it is now almost 2 years. It's true. It's been almost 2 years. My goodness, 4 years of this support. 4 years of support from Arudinel. So welcome, happy anniversary, happy 4-year Arviversary, I guess we would say. Happy Arviversary, and thank you so much for these constant support and encouragement. I very much appreciate it. I'm very glad that you're with us and in this community. And thank you to everybody. So do as Arudinel has done, please, and sub and resub as so many of you have done. And of course, on the publishing side, Icarus is my Icarus graphic novel from Athos Arts. Library is my Tales and Tomes, The Forbidden Library, my 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment. And Grayshade is my novel. Oh, I see. Oh, that's right. That's right. Someone gave you a gift. Yeah, that's right. Regardless. That's really cool. So thank you. 48 months. My goodness. Grayshade is my Grayshade novel, which came out last year. The sequel to which, Renegade, will be coming out later this year, and the final book in the trilogy of which, Heretic, will be coming out next year. You can pre-order those last two books that I mentioned. Plus, you can pre-order the tabletop game from one Brandon O'Brien, and you can also pre-order the audiobook from one Trent Sparks. So there's a lot going on with Grayshade, and you can be a part of it. Please do go over there, by the way. Pre-orders are love, pre-orders are life. We really want to make a splash with Renegade. We really want people to be able to get a chance to hopefully become a part of the whole series, and our hope is that Renegade coming out later this year, right around Gen Con, and that hopefully the tabletop game coming out soon as well, right around ish that time, one we hope, and also the audiobook coming out. We just hope it'll be a year of Grayshade type of stuff. So please support us if you can by going over and pre-ordering. That is very much appreciated if you are interested in books about friendly neighborhood religious assassins. And then, as always, BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And Ukraine, Ukraine, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war. This is a way for us to stand up and help them, and also send the message that we will help others in that situation as well. Now, a couple of quick notes. Let me just grab my glasses one sec. Other glasses. There we go. Okay. Had to reach over to my bag. Okay. So, a couple of quick notes, folks, about schedule. We have had an adjustment in the schedule today, which I've just found out about. One of our players is not feeling well, and so for D&D with GOG. So that means that we're going to reschedule it, but we can't reschedule it for next week because next week I have a change in my schedule next Tuesday. I'm going to be streaming later on this channel and earlier on GOG. That is to accommodate Shire Adventures, which launches officially next week. And so very excited about that, by the way. The Shire Adventures is going to be amazing. But so I can't do my D&D D&D with GOG next week. So it's probably going to be 2 weeks until we can reschedule that. What that means is that today we've got I Love You, Colonel Sanders. Then at 4 p.m. Eastern, I'll be over at GogComm's Twitch channel playing Chained Echoes, as I've been doing over there. I really have been having fun with that game, so that'll be good. And then after we're done with that, then I will be back here at 9 p.m. Eastern for the amazing Our Vocalist continuing Citizen Sleeper. But chat, you are not going to want to miss this, because this is actually going to have a surprise. We will have a surprise for you tonight that you will not want to miss with the Our Vocalist, and it's going to be one which, if all goes well, will have an impact on Our Vocalist streams going forward. So you will not want to miss this. We have already premiered Eberron Season 3. But that was pretty awesome. We have already premiered Bag of Giving for this year. We wrapped up an incredible recorded Speculate event of Girl by Moonlight Fractal Spire, and Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks is coming up this weekend, and we're going to have that continuing. So we've got a lot of amazing stuff happening on all fronts. Talisman Adventures, all this kind of stuff, and the premiere of Shire Adventures, and we will have a surprise tonight. So this is going to be great. You will not want to miss it. I am very excited for that and for other announcements down the line. But what we got going on right now is I Love You, Colonel Sanders. And let me just get rid of this. Let me turn on that. So it is good to see you all. I am indeed excited for this event. I am excited for this. I do apologize, by the way. You will see that there are some wires and cables in my background. That is because, actually, I'm going to zoom out for just a minute. So you can see that we've got lots and lots of stuff. And that's because I made a little bit of a boo-boo. Technically, I have a new printer, because my old inkjet printer literally just, actually, while Zach was visiting here, Zach and my good friend Jordan, both of them were here for a Porch Fest event that you folks saw. And during that time, I was trying to print something out. The printer was just like, nope, I've officially decided to stop working. And I was getting more and more annoyed with all the toner usage, whatever. Anyway, so I have returned to the power of a color laser printer, and it's been great. I'm really happy with it. But I did not know this. Laser printers use a lot of power, like a lot of power, not for the whole cycle, but just when they first, in fact, they use almost no power normally because they're just asleep. But when they actually print something at the very beginning, they heat up a lot so that they can fuse the toner to the page in the printing, and then they immediately drop down again. Totally fine. It's not like it's so much power that it blows out a household circuit or anything. But the point is, it uses a lot of power. Why does this matter? Because I have, as responsible people should have, a UPS backup. You can see it right back there. That's my old UPS backup. And what happened was, apparently, you're not supposed to plug laser printers into UPS backups. Who would have thought? So it overloaded. Now, the overload did not cause any problems. The battery backups are designed to be able to shut down at a certain point. That's not why that's sitting back there. It's sitting back there because I realized that after I read up on this, that it's been overloading like this when printing quite a bit. Not to the extent where it ever shut off, but I realized that I'm like, So I needed a bigger capacity UPS backup, basically, is the short version of this. Why does this matter? Well, it means that I had to put in my new UPS backup and move around everything. I got an extension cord, a heavy-duty extension cord, which is now going directly into the wall for the laser printer. So now the UPS is happy, the laser printer is happy, everybody is happy, but it means that my office is a bit of a mess. So the power drain, and it's a great printer. It's a super great printer. Like, I really, really like it. It's a color laser printer. I'm very happy with it, but I didn't know that they were like, oh yeah, because it spikes for about 5 seconds to heat this thing, and then it goes back down to below the level that my inkjet used to use. It's actually more energy efficient than my inkjet, but not initially. And I was just like, woo, I did not realize. So I was very happy about that. All my problems are brags. Yeah, sure. Listen, I'm here to tell you, guess who thinks that this, with his wife as a therapist and me as a professor and an author, is a business expense, okay? I managed along with a typical, I actually had a laser printer for like 15 years until it finally broke, and that's when I got an inkjet. And the inkjet printer was fine until it broke like 5 years later, at which point I should have thought, why did it last so much less time? So now I know the deal. It is definitely not that. So yeah, no, it won't blow up, but it was one of those things where like it is going to cycle and cause problems. eventually. So this thing, I don't know, I may end up using, I don't know, I may just keep it around as a backup for my backup, if you follow, in case the other one ever goes. But otherwise, I have this one. And that UPS that I had, the original battery that I had for like 6 years, I actually had to get it at my old house because my old house had lots of brownouts. Not really, it usually lost power like 3 or 4 times a year, but it had a lot of brownouts. And I lost a couple of interviews that I was doing on this channel actually because of it. I got so sick of it that I got one. The power at this house actually is really good and rock solid, but I still, you all know the deal. It's an old house and I don't want to take a chance on losing stuff over that. Yeah, I had no idea. I had no idea. It doesn't say it in the manual. It doesn't say like, don't ever plug it in the manual. I went onto their site and they're like FAQ. They're like, by the way, don't put a laser printer into it. I'm like, who the hell? So I didn't know. So now it is into the wall and it's fine and everything's good. But yes, it is a seriously legit. Oh, I am writing this the hell off. I'm telling you right now. Because, you know, but the thing is, another reason to get it is just the toner is so much cheaper. Not that the toner cartridges themselves are expensive, but they last way longer than the toner cartridges I was getting. So I was getting like 3-4 times the number of toner cartridges for my inkjet that I got for this. Not to mention, if you ever have a kid in high school who does presentations, get ready for printouts. I'm here to tell you. So it's all good. I've all worked out, but it was one of those deals where I was just kind of like, what is this? Why is this thing? So now I understand it. Yes, exactly. Just for that initial thing. And I didn't know how it worked. It was pretty cool. I'm like, oh, that's really sweet. But the thing is, you can leave a laser printer off for literally months and it's fine. It doesn't care. But if you leave an inkjet printer off and don't use it for 6 months, the inkjet nozzles can get clogged, which I didn't know. I don't know. It just was one of those things where I'm like, this is great, but it uses a lot of power. And so I am glad that I figured this out before I blew up my office or something. I had no idea. Anyway, so I'm very happy today, folks, to start playing some I Love You, Colonel Sanders. Now, this is a Steam title. It was released for free. It is, as far as I understand, a romantic visual novel, a visual novel romance for Colonel Sanders. I didn't realize this. It's not a parody. It was actually commissioned by KFC, apparently. Like, they actually did this. And I'm like, all right, then. So I don't know what I'm in for. I have not to this point played it, and I have just downloaded it. So I'm going to head over here, and I'm going to okay, we're going to get rid of that. I'm going to window capture this as I start this, and we're gonna see how it goes. Yeah, I used to do that with my old laser printer a long time ago. Oh, wait a second. Ah! Wait a second. Damn it. Sorry. What is this? What on God's green earth? Okay, we have to make a couple of setting changes here. First of all, for the love of God. Okay, not full screen. Thank you. I love the extensive options. Prioritize quality or prioritize speed. Master volume, music volume, and SFX volume. Okay, let's drop this down a little bit. Okay, then I have to turn this back up. That was, I'm hoping this is finger licking good too. I mean, I can't imagine that it wouldn't be. Okay. I'm really sorry that blew everyone away just then. I did not mean to do that. Okay. Hang on a second. Too much to hope for to get a resizing. Well, I guess I can. Okay, right. All right, that's good. Now, I need to figure out how to resize this because... Oh, man, I really... Can I? Maybe I should do full screen? Yeah, I guess I'll do full screen. Because it's easier. Okay. All right. How is the music, folks? Too loud? Too quiet? How we doing on the music volume? It sounds a little quiet to me, but I don't know if it's quiet to you folks. It's okay now. Listen. This is not a. I want to trip it. You know, I just want to be clear about this. This is not a subtle game, from what I can tell. This is not a quiet, peaceful, high effect life. This is not. This game is not coming at you slow. This. Okay. Good God. All right, Chad. Here we go. I love you, Colonel Sanders. I want to be clear. I'm going to be giving this guy a fake Southern accent, and I'm going to apologize to all of those who have actual roots in the South. If my Southern accent is okay, fine. If my Southern accent is terrible, I'd like to remind you that this game is I love you, Colonel Sanders. I was just thinking that, Arudnell. I thought that before. Yeah, I was just going to say, please forgive if I'm not doing it quite right. Because I usually have a light, kind of a sort of a light Southern accent that I can do for some things, especially when I'm doing something like Halar. But that's somewhere, for Eberron, but that's somewhere between the South and the West. For something like this, I'm going to probably try to turn it up to 11 and going to see what I can do to make this as Southern as I possibly can. It is important to remember that this is not actually a real Southern game, but is a fake one, the same way that chicken at KFC is not real chicken. That's why they don't call it Kentucky Fried Chicken anymore. They call it KFC, to be clear. All right. Tell us your name. I probably should be a one-name star, shouldn't I? Oh. Here we go. You sleep softly as the morning sun casts a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. Wait. The world is peaceful and serene. You could stay in the moment forever. Or you... Or you could wake up now. Your first day of culinary school is no time to sleep in. Smack that clock, up and at 'em. Lying in bed, you stare at the ceiling, thinking about everything that awaits you at the prestigious University of Cooking School, Academy of Learning. Da-da-da-da-da. Your mind begins to wander. I can't imagine why. Who will be there? What will you cook? What should you wear? Time begins to fly and you find your imagination getting away from you. No, you need to take this seriously. I better make sure to arrive prepared for the first day. You bust through your morning checklist. Teeth equals brushed. Hair equals combed. Pits equals deodorized. Nothing can stop you now. You confidently grab a biscuit, strut out the door, and head off to class. Hell yeah, using a mini split. Just what you needed to get your blood flowing. Oh, my God. Standing in the quad, you gaze upon the magnificent University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. Here comes your lifelong best friend forever, Miriam. She's the most adorably awkward person you've ever met, and you absolutely love her for it. Good morning, Arvin. Are you excited for the first day of the rest of our lives? Actually, because I sure am excited, a little nervous. Okay, a lot nervous. It's just that this morning I made breakfast for myself, but, well, when I ate it, I couldn't taste any love in the food. What if I'm no good? What if I fail? Ah, classic Miriam. Raised by master chef parents, she's always held herself to a very high standard. Ever since we were little babies playing together and you rescued me from that quicksand box, it's been clear to me that you're the most loving, caring person I know. You're going to do great. But with University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning's, TM, famous 3-day only semesters, I'm afraid of being left behind and not being able to catch up. A sweet girl, Miriam has always had a flair for the dramatic. This summer, she got so nervous about her first kiss that she chipped a tooth practicing on a mannequin. Should you pep talk her or change the subject to give her some relief? No, let's pep talk, Miriam. Remember last month when we saw that fortune teller and had our tarot cards read? The lady with the mask who gave me the nightmares? I've been trying to forget. I know she looked spooky, but she was so sweet. And she told you that you were destined for great things. Remember that card with the fancy-looking tower? And that other card featuring the handsome fellow in the red suit? I've been waiting for so long to meet a handsome fellow I could call my own. And I'm sure you will soon. In no time, literally 3 days, we'll be graduating. It's worse than DeVry. And you'll be delighting the world with your heartfelt cooking in no time at all. As you talk Miriam up, you can feel her nerves begin to ease. You know what? Maybe everything will be okay after all. And if not, at least I have these killer bangs. Can you believe I cut them myself? Can't believe that at all, Miriam. Had no idea you cut those yourself. You can definitely believe it. I cannot believe it. Before you can get another word out, you're rudely interrupted when someone smacks your books and custom engraved measuring spoons out of your hands and onto the ground. Hey! It's Ashley. Ashley, your arch rival. She's totally evil, but you can't help but be filled with jealousy. She can get anything she wants, and she knows it. Hello, Ashley. Oh, I didn't see you there, chicken shins. You leave Arvin's shins alone. They are perfectly normal shins. Ugh, I can't stand Ashley. Even her name is annoying. You know for a fact that it's actually Ashley, but she had to add extra letters to make herself feel better than everyone. If anyone here knows what perfect shins look like, it's us. We're not going to let you or your really weird insults get to you. To us. Across the quad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van the Man, has stopped to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight you can see him casually working out his glutes while he styles his hair. No lie, they're rocking glutes. Van. You rang. You've never been sure what their arrangement is, but as long as you've known them, Ashley and Van have been just as close as you and Miriam, but substantially more devious. I can't believe that University of Cooking School Academy of Learning would ever allow people like you to attend as students. I know, right? You'd think they'd just hand us our diplomas now. Or maybe hire us on as professors. You amateurs could learn a lot from us. With the first day of school about to start, there's just not time to properly tell these two off, so you resist the urge. Let's go, Miriam. Psh, see you later, losers. As you approach the door, you see a goofy-looking kid pushing hard against the window directly next to it. Oopsie. I think it's broken. You reach forward and easily pull the door open. That should do the trick. I love you. I think you mean thank you. My name is Pop. I was named after my Pop. He's old. Could someone like this also be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. Also, his name tag clearly says Bob, but I guess he's reading it upside down. Hi, Pop. I'm Arvin. So, are you going to make me hold this door all day? Nope. And with that, the young man walks into the building ahead of you.
Aww.
Is it just me, or Is he kind of cute? No, it's just you, Miriam. It's just you. I think it's... I like the fact that I have already channeled my character clearly. I think it's just you. You both shrug your shoulders before following him into the building. You stand at the edge of the room, unsure where to sit. Other students wander in and keep themselves busy chit-chatting. A scruffy-looking pooch takes his place at a podium at the front of class. Adorable! Now, quiet down, everyone. Who is this unreasonably cute pup, and why is he in our culinary class? You must be Sprinkles, a head instructor and CEO of UCS:AL. Please, call me Professor Dog. I may be cute and little and fluffy, but I still demand respect. Woof! Thank you for the cheer, Dragon Spear, and yes, you did not. You were not able to do so. So now we have cute, fluffy CEOs that are dogs. What? A cute dog is our professor? This is the best school ever. I guess only a dog. What's up, Nonstop? Didn't see this game coming. No, neither did I. Thank you again. 65 months of Tier 2 support. Thank you, Nonstop. Seriously, I appreciate that, man, so much. Thank you, everybody, for the subs and resubs. Yeah, is that Shashevsky? I don't know if that's who that is, but, like, I guess only a dog's nose is capable of picking up all the nuances of fine dining. Out of nowhere, wind begins to rush around you as a swirl of cherry blossom petals fill the air inside the classroom. Let's go! I was wondering when we were going to get cherry blossom petals. I am glad that we got some. I told you all this before. When we were doing Hearts of Woolen on the channel, there was a moment where Kilobyte, I believe, is the one who did the video for Hearts of Woolen. And Kilobyte and I were talking about the video, and he's like, I'm afraid that we're not, you know, that I put in too many cherry blossom petals. I'm like, you are wrong. You need to increase the volume of cherry blossom petals. Absolutely said that, and he did. Cherry blossom petals for the win, okay? That's yeah, 100%. Okay. I'm chilly. Someone close the window. And then he walks in. I'm glad I put on the mature filter for this, chat. You're immediately swept up in the aura of this new student and his remarkable goatee. Who knew anyone could be so handsome? Time stands still. If I could have time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd want to do is to wonder why I am playing a game for you and me. That would all be for you. It's him! If it isn't my favorite student, Harland... Colonel Sanders interrupts Professor Dog, before he can finish his sentence. Please, call me Colonel. Colonel Sanders. A hushed murmur rolls through the classroom as Colonel Sanders walks down the aisle of desks. Finger looking good. Suddenly the room is sweltering. Sweat begins to bead across your brow. You feel like everyone's looking at you, and you're not entirely wrong. And this over here must be Sweaty Sweats-a-Lot? Maybe we should open that window back up before Faucet Pits melts into a puddle and evaporates entirely. Oh, man. Hold on just a second. Nobody talks to my friend like that. You two both know my name. We were in the same kindergarten class. And what is with all your really weird insults? Besides, when Arvin sweats, it's not gross. It's beautiful. Look at that shimmer. You take a moment to clean yourself up. It's a good thing you didn't forget about that deodorant this morning. This classroom is hot, hot, hot. ... Professor Dog steps in to settle the class down and set some ground rules. Welcome to University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, the greatest culinary academy in the world. The birthplace of culinary legends, past, present, and future. Many challenges await you. There will be tears. There will be blood. There might even be really adorable tiny food. And when all is said and done after 3 days, there will be a battle. You will lift your sporks and compete in the broom cooking arena. Just then, another student enters the classroom and interrupts the professor's rousing speech. Hi guys, sorry I'm late. I hope everyone had a good summer. I really miss— Quiet! Late to class is bad enough, but interrupting my monologue? You're on the fast track out of here, young man. Are you sure you're even in the right place? Don't you recognize me? This is my 3rd year in this school with you as my teacher. Everyone stares at him blankly. Does no one remember me? You're expelled if you utter one more word before I finish. Let that be a lesson to you, students. That tardiness is unacceptable. Even Clank made it here on time, rolling halfway across town on his tiny wheels. You turn to see the student Sprinkles is referencing, who appears to be some sort of industrial kitchen appliance. Bzz, Thank you for gifting a sub to Chrono Travis. Thank you, Nonstop, for the gift. I appreciate it. What's up, Darksteel Spork? It is your time to shine, Darksteel. Thank you so much, Nonstop. I appreciate it. And Chrono Travis, welcome back to the Arvanauts. The class bursts into laughter. Oh, Clank, you rascal. Sprinkles walks in the classroom as everyone stands in silent obedience. When he gets to you, he lifts his nose in the air and takes a deep sniff. Your diet is lacking. Based on what I'm picking up here, you definitely need a multivitamin. You should be taking better care of yourself. We've never had a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sprinkles' reputation for being smart but tough is well known. You decide to try and butter him up by giving him a treat from your pocket, but what kind? We know the answer to this, a chicken snack. You reach beneath your apron and return with a chicken snack in your hand. Sprinkles' eyes go wide as he locks onto it. His favorite! Well, well, well. I think there might be some competition for new star student. What's up, Shadow Mage? Welcome to this. The furry professor immediately devours the snack, leaving your hand slick with a coating of warm doggy drool. You see the other students eyeing you jealously, but pay no mind to them. If they wanted to succeed in life, they should have learned the importance of carrying a range of dog treat flavors on them at all times. That's a good point. Settle down, young chefs. Take your seats and prepare to have your minds open to the amazing possibilities of culinary creation. As everyone rushes to claim their favorite seats, you're left standing at the front of the room. Only 2 options remain. Hey, Arvin, there's still a seat here. It seems that no one has claimed this seat next to me, if you're interested. 2 good options, but which will you choose? Oh, man. See, here's my thought, though. If I sit by Colonel Sanders, I need to provide a little bit of distance. It's important to allow this moment to simmer. We've got to make sure that we wait before things really get cooking. So the only way to do that is to make sure we provide a little bit of distance, some air, let's say, between us. If this guy fries the coop, we're going to have big trouble. So it's really important for me not just to wing it. And I think it's even more important for me not to let him leg it out of here. The only way that we can be sure about that is if we are 100% positive that we're not going to egg on the possibility of those 2 rivals behind me yelling at me, because then the yoke would be on me. So it's really important that we do all of this. So I'm just going to settle down in this nice little nest next to my best friend here and make sure I don't fall into a shell of my former self. This is the Patreon Field Game of the Month, Miranda. Don't worry. This is not replacing Sorcery 4. Don't fritter away your chances. Got to keep things abreast. Absolutely, exactly. I'm going to sit by my best friend. You move to take your seat by Miriam. I'm so glad to have you near me to support me through this class. Of course. You're my best friend. Who else would I sit by? Colonel Sanders? He has such a magnetic personality, and there's a seat open right next to him. If you had sat there, you might have gotten to know him a little better. I'd never sacrifice our friendship. Besides, I'm sure I'll get a chance to talk to him later in the semester. I've got 3 whole days. That's like a lifetime. Oh, man. I'll tell you what. After my 2nd day of the semester yesterday, this really hits different. I got to tell you. This really hits different. Yes, yes. Proceed with the joke. So you say. But now that... Not anyone can work at a Mountain Dew bottling plant. You got to have a can-do attitude. Nice. Outstanding. So you say, but now that Miriam mentions it, that Colonel Sanders is just so darn dreamy. As soon as you've settled into your seat, the professor makes an announcement. Think fast. It's time for a pop quiz. Yay! A quiz about me! I really hope there's an opportunity in this game to remove one student from the semester, and I'm telling you who I'm going to choose, and his name rhymes with fop, top, sop, zop, and lop. It's Miriam. I'm kidding. This incredibly important and surprisingly short quiz will tell me if you're ready for life at culinary school. Keep your knives sharp and your focus sharper. Here comes question number 1. If train A is traveling to point B and train B is traveling to point A, how important is it to wash your hands before cooking? Extremely. Looking at you, Pop. That's right! Forest is to tree as chicken is to a slam dunk. What? That's wrong. Why is it wrong? What is the most offensive eating utensil ever created? Dark steel. Dark steel. I told you, the moment has happened. The moment has come. Dark steel. Are you ready for your close-up, Mr. DeMille? Are you ready for your close-up, Dark steel? There's only one right answer. No, I mean, clearly. And it's a meat tenderizer. No. That's right. Thank you for the tier 1 sub to Marinda Configuration Queen. Welcome back to the Arvanauts, and thank you so much, CQ. It's very nice of you. It is a spoon, a fork, and a pinch you can cut. Yeah, clearly. I mean, that's totally. What food is best for a broken heart? Anything as long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt. Camel meat. A pancake that looks like a silly face. Tempting, but I think it's this. That's right. Rudinell gifted a tier 1 sub to Dark Steel Spork. It is the moment. Thank you. Thank you, Rudinell. Thanks, everybody, for the generosity. Thank you. Is Sprinkles a good boy? He's a talking dog that teaches at culinary school. He is the best boy. That's right. Your total score is 4 out of 5. Only one wrong. I still think I was right on the other one. Not too shabby. You might just do all right, kid. You look up to see that Colonel Sanders has been watching you tally your score. He nods with approval. Well done. I can see that your skill is extra crispy. Perhaps you're going to spice up this place a little bit. May I have your attention, students? I have an important announcement to make. Time for lunch! Wow. The cafeteria is as nice as any restaurant you've ever eaten at. It makes sense that a school dedicated to cooking would also be serious about eating and would have an enormous focus on pastel colors. A delicious fragrance wafts through the room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters. Do you smell that? That must be our lunch. It smells crazy good. Everyone, can I have your attention? Is it about lunch? No, I just wanted to apologize for my tardiness. You see, Howdy, folks. I'd like to make an announcement. Hey, It's about lunch. Everyone cheers. But Shh. Lunch, lunch, lunch. She said, shh. In honor of the new semester, I have prepared something special to share with everyone for lunch. I'm going to share it with Marinda, with Triffid, with Configuration Queen, Arudinell, Dragon Spear, Emily the Invincible, Shadowed Mage, I think I said Triffid, Effect Life, Nonstop, Wispy Song, Configuration Queen, Darksteel Sport, Marinda, 01 Eller, Divinorium, Googie 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 Baby Man, Jagtris, Kata, Real Red Fox, Ronaldo the Cringe Man, Son of God, Sophocall, and the Reclusive Hero. That's what I'm going to be doing. Aha! That must be the smell I smelled! Indeed, that smell. You hold your breath, waiting to see what food this mysterious student has created. You've heard that he's very talented, but were the rumors true? Is this? Colonel Sanders lifts a large bucket above his head. Its contents glimmer in the light. I better see a lot of Arvany woes in chat here. I'm guessing a lot of Arvany woes for this tofu-based chicken. I mean... I mean... Piled high are huge pieces of tofu-based chicken, breaded and fried to a crispy golden finish. The aroma envelopes you. It doesn't just envelop you, chat. It puts you in an envelope. Very important. Some people would assume that it just envelops you, like it, you know, does, like it covers you, like it surrounds you and takes you in. But this is so good, it actually isn't a typo. It envelopes you, so you're put into an envelope and then mailed to yourself, where you open it and you're like, well, damn, the return address reads delicious. You begin to feel warm and safe. Colonel Sanders has filled a bucket with children? I wanted to see. What? Wait. I wanted to see if anyone caught it. Did you? I really wanted them to make... I know, CQ. I wanted to see if I could get another typo through, if anyone would buy it. He's filled a bucket with chicken. What a novel concept. Your stomach begins to grumble as if to say, stop thinking and start eating. For years, I have been developing a secret recipe for the perfect fried chicken. By my calculation, nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve the perfect balance of flavors. You look around and notice that every other student has a pen and paper and is scribbling notes as fast as they can. But that's all I'll say about that. What? You think we want your stupid secret recipe, dude? Psh, oh. Nah, my dude. Nah. I'm just, drafting a last will and testament in case, one of those ingredients is, poison. Got him. He looks around nervously to see if anyone else is laughing at his sick burn. You wait to see what zinger Ashley has prepared to follow up, but she suddenly takes a different approach. Yeah, and I was just like writing in my diary. Dear diary, today I smelled something beautiful. I knew at that moment that only the hands of a true gentleman could fry chicken so tender. You see her body language change from bitter and evil to sweet and innocent as she slides closer to Colonel Sanders. She realizes that he is destined for greatness and fame with cooking skills like this. She wants him all to herself. Oh, please. Well, Van, the man, if you don't want any. I'll take his. Whoa, hold on. I mean, I guess I'll try it. He takes one bite and his eyes grow wide. He starts contorting his face as he tries to hold in his pure exhilaration and act unimpressed. Easy now. There is enough for everyone. Please, my fellow classmates, dig in. You take one of the pieces of fried chicken out of this bucket and sink your teeth into it. It's amazing. Tasting Colonel Sanders' food transports you to another dimension. Alone with your taste buds, gripping a drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly. Focus your mind. Meditate on this moment. Try and identify every flavor. No, I'm going to savor the moment and everything it tells you about Colonel Sanders' culinary heart. The flavors in your mouth are beautiful, pure, heavenly. What a guy! Alone with the flavors, you feel something that can only be described as love. For a man, for a flavor, are they the same? After tasting his food, you try to get some one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. You approach Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders smiles ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he is doing and allows you to break the silence. Colonel, I wondered if I could talk to you for a second. Anything for a fellow chef. What exactly was on that chicken? How bold to come out and ask. It's an idea I had for a new combination of flavors that will make me my fortune and establish my legacy for all time as I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. No big deal. Suddenly this guy is Gandalf the Grey. Like, he just suddenly out of nowhere, there's a chicken staff. Like, what the? Sorry, what did I miss? The proper way to do satire and parody. Oh, no, I missed that, Mirinda. I was too busy being in the middle of the satire and parody. I don't have chicken, but I do have an apple. Oh, vote Fireball? Nice. Okay, sorry. There was also the one controversy with Critical Role, right, where they did the Wendy's tabletop game that did not go over well because a lot of people thought that was just like an obvious attempt to cash in. You know what this is reminding me of a bit in terms of like how to understand parody? It's like Legos. The Lego movies are like this. The Lego movies are kind of unabashedly, everyone knows that you love Legos, so they kind of make fun of it, but they don't. The story has some surprising emotional moments to it, and yet the other parts of it are just ridiculous. Yeah. Oh, really, Emily? That's true. My apple is not coated in 11 herbs and spices. Right. Everything is awesome, exactly. Okay. It's just you and me here talking. I can keep a secret. In fact, I've got some of my own that I'd be willing to trade. What's the rush? The semester's only getting started. We've got 2 more whole days to get to know each other. He's clearly not going to give it up easily, but it doesn't hurt to be persistent. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel. Shouldn't learning be fun?
Aww.
You've got moxie, I'll give you that. Colonel Sanders looks both ways to make sure you're truly alone and then leans in. You can feel his warm breath as he whispers. How deep is your love? How deep is your... Just one ingredient, but you can't tell. I use blank. Blank, wow! You'd never have guessed that. In fact, you're not even sure where you'd get some if you searched. While you're wrapped up in that huge revelation. Oh, really? I didn't know that, actually, Rudnell. That part I didn't know. You notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared. While everyone else is still in the cafeteria, you decide to look for him. You find Colonel Sanders outside, standing in the quad. Oh, it's you again. Howdy. Sometimes I like to come outside and look at the school buildings. I think about how my story will continue on after I've graduated. It sounds like you have big plans. I dare say the biggest. I will leave my mark on this world, you can bet on that. Alone together for the first time, you figure now is the perfect moment to show your personality to him. Neg him to show your own strength, no. Wow him with a big idea to add an additional ingredient to really spice things up. Be modest but thoughtful. I'm gonna be modest but thoughtful. Well, I just wanted to tell you that I really enjoyed your food. Now you've got his attention. All right. Here we go. The flavors were complex but comforting. The interplay between salty, savory, and peppery, it was perfect. I appreciate the compliment, Arvin. I'm sure you'll be a big success. I know we've only met today, but I'm starting to get the same feeling about you. We should head back inside. The next lesson starts soon. You step into the massive cooking arena where the afternoon lesson will take place. Each student gets an oven and all the tools and ingredients they could need. Look at this place! It's magnificent! Finally we get to show our stuff! Are you suggesting, Mirinda, that a game clearly inspired by anime has some ridiculous body proportions that it demonstrates? Because I don't know if I can identify with that point. As we know, anime is one of the most realistic cartoon portrayals of the human body that we possess. While we're on the subject, have I mentioned Crunchyroll, our latest sponsor? Wait a second. Oh no, we have to show our stuff. Well, what if I totally blow it? You're not gonna blow anything. Except maybe kisses to the crowd of fans you're gonna earn with your signature adorable tiny food creations. Welcome, students, to the cooking arena. For today's lesson, we'll be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off. Naturally, Miriam looks over at you, but unable to control yourself, you pounce on Colonel Sanders. Hey, Colonel, would you like to tackle this lesson as a team? A team of two, that is, me and you, if that wasn't clear. Absolutely. Want to be my partner? Aww. Sure, Arvin. I'll prepare our station. Without you as a partner, Miriam is left standing all by herself. She had to be all by herself anymore. Two different students quickly take notice. Hello, new partner! Oh, God, no. Beep, boop, bzz, bit, bzz. Oh, my. Two potential partners? I'm so sorry, gentlemen, but I don't know who to choose. I do, Miriam. It looks like you'll have to pick for her. Friend duties can be a little awkward, but that's the price you pay for not being alone forever. Who do you want to ask to be Miriam's partner? Obviously Clank. Obviously. Sorry, Pop, but I think Miriam will be partnering with Clank today. Please go away. It's okay. I already ate. I wonder if this is on the second floor, and if there's a window near where Pop is standing. It's not entirely clear if Pop has any idea what the point of school even is at this juncture. Clank is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll back and forth. Warp, warp, warp. Hold on there, fellow. We don't even know the assignment yet. Technically, Clank might not have a face, but there's something charming and earnest about him. Bzzz. Tissue? I hardly know you. Clank judders and a panel shakes loose. You get the impression that this is a sign of affection. See, we have created today a new way forward for our society. We have produced the possibility of love between the most awkward person on the planet and the most non-human person on the planet. Looks like you two will be fine. Now it's time to focus on your own cooking classwork. All right, you two. For today's lesson, we're going to keep it simple. Pick a basic dish and divide up the steps. No chef is an island. It takes two flints to make a fire. You get the idea. I'd be happy to do so, Emily. This is a good moment for you to talk more about Just Chad. Which dish do you suggest to your partner, Colonel Sanders? Steak tartare seems easy enough. It's fancy and you don't even need to cook it. Using octopus will blow Colonel Sanders' mind. We know the answer, chat. If you want to get into Colonel Sanders' mind, but more importantly, his heart, you need to show him your grandmother's mashed potatoes and gravy. I've always been something of a down-home chef. I was thinking we could make something warm, inviting, comforting. There you go. She could have been happy with Bob Pop. Yes, but no one around her would be happy with Pop. For the good of all of her friends, indeed for the good of humanity, Pop must be removed from this equation. Maybe mashed potatoes and gravy? I couldn't imagine one without the other. Colonel Sanders casts a coy look at you, causing your whole face to go beet red. Embarrassed, you quickly turn away. I'm sort of leaving it unspecified for people, although I feel like I'm kind of playing myself, I guess. So, I'm doing what clearly the chat desires. I'll go get the potatoes. No, please, let me. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine. Looks like things are getting pretty fresh around here. Does someone have a crush on Colonel Sanders? We're just cooking partners. Mind your own business. Sanders' heart is my business. And you better keep your fingers off of my man. Did someone call for me? Okay, shut up. No, geez, Van Van. While I'm over here crushing Arvin's dreams, you're supposed to be taking care of our classwork. That was the deal, remember? Colonel Sanders returns, arms full of peeled potatoes. He tosses... That double bass, though. He tosses them into boiling water and turns his attention to you and your old friends. Oh, howdy there, Ashley Van Van. Are we working in a quartet instead of a duet now? Actually, no. It looked like Arvin was struggling, so we offered to give them a hand. You know it is, these young amateur chefs needed a lot of mentoring. I was going to say, Colonel Sanders, maybe I could also teach you a thing or two about fancy food. Maybe one day you might be able to get up to my level. Ha! Doubt it. Don't be rude, Van Van. Personally, I have no doubts whatsoever about Colonel Sanders' ability to contact creations worthy of admiration. After all, your fried chicken was quite spectacular. But, Colonel, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you than this thing that has positioned itself at your station. Don't you feel deep down that we cast complementary shadows? We fit together, like a thigh and a drumstick. It just makes sense. Nothing about this makes any sense, but one thing is clear. She's coming for Colonel if you don't watch out. Ashley is really going at you hard. You need to ask for some backup here before things get ugly. Turn to Colonel Sanders, hunk of hunks, in your time of need. I'm here to learn and express myself via my cuisine, not bicker with prima donnas. Partners were chosen at the beginning of class, so let's all respect the format, okay? You turn to Colonel Sanders to confirm that you're on the same page. I chose Colonel Sanders, and Colonel Sanders chose me, isn't that right? A businessman respects all fair agreements, from contracts to handshakes. I took on Arvin as my partner for this activity, and I stand by it. Based on your team's behavior, I'd say you're perfect for each other. Neither of you has Arvin's natural talent or their loyalty. I don't know what you mean, Miranda. I feel like the auto music is perfectly balanced. I'm leaving this up a little bit because it's supposed to be this loud. Being defended by Colonel Sanders leaves you feeling proud and full of potential. You look for Sprinkles in hopes that he might step in, but he's nowhere to be found. Darn those cute corgis and their short but sturdy stature. You look down at your station and realize that in the tension of the moment, your hands have been cooking on autopilot. Distracted by the drama, you've already crushed the boiled potatoes into a perfectly creamy mashed texture, with plenty of butter and cream for flavor. It's as if your natural passion guided you through the steps you know so well while your attention was elsewhere. I know just what to do. Colonel Sanders extends his hand. He's holding a beautiful white porcelain gravy boat, out of which pours a smooth brown gravy, smothering your nearly finished potato dish. Gravy flows down the mound of mashed potatoes. The results look spectacular. Granny would be very proud. Just having a moment. Mashed potatoes. Why do you sit and look at me, potatoes? That gravy flows, it looks at me, potatoes. Delicious fruit of the earth, why you here? Gravy and potatoes. Gravy and potatoes. That's why I believe in you the way you believe in me. Colonel Sanders holds a spork out to you. You reach out and grab hold of it, but he doesn't immediately let go. The two of you stand holding the same spork, and for that small moment, all of the madness and pressure in this crazy world stops. Your eyes lock. The moment is electric. Time stands still. Dark steel spork potatoes. Dark steel spork potatoes. It's about you, Darksteel Spork. This game was coded by you. You obviously know the devs, and they got you in the game. I didn't know this was about you, Tedsels. If you love something, set it free. Together, you dig the utensil into the mashed potatoes and lift a heaping sporkful up. When you see Ashley with a sinister look, you know she's plotting against you to be with Colonel Sanders. And then, filled with rage and without thinking, you fling the sporkful of mashed potatoes right into Ashley's stupid, beautiful face! Let's get ready to rumble! Van, do something, do something! Scooping up a fingerful, Van tastes the dripping mashed potatoes and gravy and realizes that it's delicious. Horrified by this revelation, he slinks away. Will he ever be able to cook something with so much love and integrity? Hold on right there, Arvin. We do not waste food in the broom cooking arena. Colonel Sanders, I expect better from you. If you throw one more spoonful, you both better be prepared to eat it from wherever it lands. Can I has potatoes face? Van rushes back over, a covered dish in his hand. Mashed potatoes with gravy? Pathetic. In just a few minutes, I prepared a full meal. Gaze upon my specialty braised tentacle of octopus in my silky saltwater sauce, plated on a battle axe blade forged by my supreme chef ancestors. Okay, that is fairly baller. I have to admit, the battle axe blade plate is fairly baller. I can't deny it. You've ignored me for too long. That ends now. It is I who will have first bite, and you will all look on with envy. The interrupting student rushes at Van and swipes a bite of his signature dish right off the plate. No, don't! Something about this dish doesn't strike my nose quite right. I think the octopus was rushed and may have turned in the process. The results could be toxic. Too late. It has been eaten. I think I left something in the oven. I don't feel so good. It killed him! What? What the hell just happened? What? What's up, Big Boss? Everyone step back. Don't take another bite. When you look back at the plate, the rest of it is gone. You notice the tip of the tentacle being slurped up in Pop's mouth. Let's go! Whoop, whoop, whoop. Pop winces in pain for just a moment, then is almost immediately back to his oblivious self. God damn it. Oopsie. Tastes like poison. The entire class has gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock has frozen the whole crowd. They are as motionless as statues. The class bell rings, disrupting the moment and snapping everyone back to reality. It would appear that Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite obvious danger, has inoculated him against poisons of all kinds. That is unfortunate. Well, we'll never forget what's his name. I'm not sure the professors here make enough money. Louder for the people in the back, Sprinkles. Yeah, Pop is so oblivious, he has mastered oblivion himself. He is oblivion, really. He is the state of oblivion. Like, as oblivion exists, he has become oblivion, destroyer of worlds. Hello? I just turned into a ghost over here. Seeing that you're shaken up by that really annoying student and all his nonsense, Colonel Sanders approaches you. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Please let me walk you home. What? Like for real? Oh, come on. You follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. At night, the school building has taken on another vibe entirely. It's dark and more than a little spooky and just a touch spicy. Colonel Sanders stands in the quad's neon glow and speaks softly. those mashed potatoes you made in class today. Before you go on, I want you to know they're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them. They were amazing. Tasting them, it reminded me why I became so passionate about food to begin with. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him in a way that you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him you're developing feelings for him. Colonel Sanders? Yes, Arvin? There's something I need to tell you. Hold it right there. There's something I need to tell you first. Oh, geez. You see, when I was just a boy, I had a dream that one day I'd be the greatest chef the world has ever seen. And every day since I've been working toward that dream, day and night, never stopping, never resting, also lifting a lot of weights, like so many weights. We should follow our dreams with all our hearts, that our souls may grant them like wishes floating on a shooting star. Hey, no, you... Shut up! I'm the one here to say inspirational stuff and be the star of the story. Are we forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy? What's his name? You can't prove that. I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name? Somewhere in the distance you hear a long, sad sigh. This guy is like Guy from Galaxy Quest. One of my favorite characters from that movie. No, I know what happens. I know what's going to happen to me. Oh my God. Forget him. We're talking about me. Me. I'm the hero.
This pork monster is here to fight a hero.
I think I left the fridge door open. Later, nerds. How dare you threaten me just as I was letting down my guard and connecting with another chef on an emotional level.
Be afraid. Be very afraid of me, because I'm a monster. See?
Is he rhyming on purpose, or is that just a coincidence? But before you can discuss syntax any further, it's a turn-based fight sequence. What will you do? Attack. You decide to go on the attack. Which attack will you use? Cook with Love. Cook with Love does 1 damage. It just got real. That attack really upset Spork Monster. Spork Monster goes the attack. They spit hot gravy at you. You take 1 damage. You decide to go on the attack. It worked last time, right? Cook with Love does 1 damage. Spork Monster won't forget this. Spork Monster is really feeling threatened by your attack. Spork Monster focuses their mashed mind and draws an energy from Mother Earth itself. They grow larger and more intimidating. How will you respond? Defend. Which defense will you use? Trepidation. You hold your head between your hands and mutter, "This is not happening. This is not happening." Spork Monster is no quitter. Buffed up and ready to rumble, they go on the attack once again. Spork Monster use Utility Tensile. You take 2 damage from the assault. You take much more damage, you're not going to survive the battle. You decide to go on the attack. Cook with Love does 1 damage. Spook Monster is oozing cheese sauce onto the lawn of the quad. I wonder who's going to have to clean that up. Feeling vulnerable, Spork Monster prepares for its ultimate attack, Rounded Edge. Vile villain, your reign of terror stops here. Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens. Pot Pie Power Pinch! Pot Pie Power Pinch does 10 damage. Spork Monster is defeated. You saved me. An injured Spork Monster spews steam into the night. You manage to tamp down your disgust at the sight of this gnarly beast long enough to realize that he is still a living creature with a pure soul who deserves your pity, not your wrath. Be gone, beast, and don't you dare come back for a follow-up encounter tomorrow. Please note, Darkstill Spork, I did not destroy your namesake.
I won't forget this.
And I certainly won't be back, like you said. The spork monster scuttles off into the night. The defeated monster left behind a special item. It appears at first to be a cookbook, but upon closer inspection, it's so much more. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on the cover. You open the cover and find a library card tucked inside. The last name to have signed it out is Borko. Borko. That name sounds strangely familiar. Your blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of the night, holding the mysterious book in your hands. As you come down from your battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you completely depleted. The world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep your eyes open, darkness overtakes you. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home. In your tired state, you don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. I wonder if Borko is the name of the forgotten guy. Exactly. You feel your covers being pulled up over you as you are tucked in tightly. Good night, my Colonel. In your dream, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there instructing your love. Dreams are weird. You awake on day 2 and attempt to process the wild visions you had. Were they memories or premonitions? And then there was that secret ingredient that Colonel Sanders went ahead and told you outright. Not much of a secret, huh? It's probably just because he already trusts you so much. Sure, that makes sense. We'll go with that. You meet up with your bestie in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with the spork monster, she launches into a story of her own. Okay, I know this might sound a little strange, but I think I might be, I think I might like Clank. Like him? Like? I know, it sounds like it's moving too fast, but there's something about him. I like him. Like him. We got to talking after class, and he's actually a totally sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Did you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school? No, but that does make complete sense. Yeah, but he was so popular that he was voted prom king at a school he didn't even go to, and was also the convertible that he himself rode in at the front of the homecoming parade. I'm thinking maybe something got lost in pressure cooker language translation there. Either way, maybe it'd be best if you took it slow with this new boy, like I am with Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders? The coolest guy in school? The most famous student to ever attend University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning? You're a thing now? We definitely connected yesterday. Sure you did. You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you, I guess? Laughing at the implication that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great, and Miriam will face the ultimate penalty! You have an idea about how to prove that your love is real. Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? Your bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient? Yeah, I just said that, a secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here? Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing. So this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me in the botanical garden when I was wandering. This can't be good. He told me all about his passion for spices. Secret spices. The man even gave me some to show me what he meant. He said it was a powder created from super duper rare dried flower petals, and that if I did him a big favor, I could have some of my own. Please, Miriam, don't tell me. So I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home. He was so nice, he even met me at the gate when I arrived. Later, when I cooked with him, a very strange feeling came over me, and the flavor was unlike anything I'd ever tasted. He said that they were soapium. I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here. Whatever. Anyhow, we both share an interest in cooking, so we've stayed in touch, like pen pals. I bet he'd love to know more about new spices. Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe. And besides, I only know the one ingredient, so I doubt it'd be much use to anyone. Please, please, please. It would mean the world to me. No one has to know it came from you or from Colonel Sanders. Should you protect Colonel Sanders' secret or share it with your bestie? No, we're going to make up a fake ingredient. You quickly think of a fake ingredient name. I don't know. How about it was Eye of Newt? I know, sounds like some kind of witch's potion, but what can you do? Eye of Newt! Wow! I said fake. There was no way I was giving up Colonel Sanders' secret ingredient to Miriam, who I mean, I still like Miriam, but she, first of all, scoffed at us. And secondly, she knows some guy. She's basically, you know, connected with a freaking drug runner. So, I mean, you know. Yeah. No. I was never going to. Come on. Eye of Newt. Wow. Her eyes light up imagining such a thing. I would never do that to Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders, listen, you don't give that up. That would be like breaking a spork in half. You can't do those things. And you figure that you've satisfied her curiosity and she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does some thumb typing on her phone that you can't quite see. That's probably not good. Before you can ask her to confirm that she was definitely not texting secrets to other people, you're interrupted. A wind rushes in. Cherry blossom petals fill the air. It's Colonel Sanders. He's arriving at school. I actually have to ding this game a little bit for not having this be a unicorn. Why is he not on a unicorn? That's true. That would be unrealistic. You're right. This game definitely has put a greater premium on something else. I agree with you. I do like the chicken pattern saddled, yes. Ooh. Tough call. But if we run to him, are we suggesting that we're too needy? Do we need to stand back and admire and then go, "Hey, Colonel, couldn't help noticing you on your magnificent horse. That's a fine animal. And, not the only one." That type of thing, you know? Listen. Are we trying to get the guy, or are we trying to drive him off? All right, I'll run to him. You have 3 days. Hard to get one worker. You decide that the best way to show Miriam how serious you and Colonel Sanders are would be to run to him. Surely he'll sweep you up onto the back of his stallion and we'll ride away together. That'll show her good. Oh, Colonel, my Colonel. However, your sudden movement surprised the horse and it rears up, kicking you directly in the face. Damn it! You think about what you did, chat. The force of the blow completely knocks you out cold. In the darkness, you see a vision. It's a vision of Configuration Queen having recommended that you run directly at a horse. And, having been kicked into the middle of next week for your trouble, realizing that you now have lost Colonel Sanders and must instead take the only logical next option, Burger King. Ooh, Arven, I'm here to deliver you a message. Oh, not this guy. It is important that you remember this exactly as I say it. If you forget, the world could end, so you know it's serious. I have been trapped in a realm beyond, but a great prophecy relies on my return. Only you could save me. All you need to do is repeat my name 3 times, and that name is... But before he can continue, you suddenly awake. Aw, jeez. You awake to find Colonel Sanders tending to you. He roused you back to life with a satchel of secret spices. Or is that just his natural seasoned musk? Maybe you shouldn't be riding a horse to school, and maybe you shouldn't be running up to animals you don't know. It's hard to say who was in the wrong here. But one thing is for sure, that Colonel Sanders is pretty dreamy. That horse has beautiful shoes. I could really feel how smooth and sturdy they were when they were pressing into my face. Well, that's nice to hear. No one truly appreciates good craftsmanship anymore. And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears into the school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. When you enter the classroom, you can see your two rivals, Ashley and Van Van, are doing something bad. By the way they're hiding, you know it must be really bad. Like, counterfeiting recipes bad, experimenting with restricted ingredients bad, summoning a demon bad, eating raisins bad. You try and get a peek over Van Van's hulking shoulder, but he sees you coming. Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure you're ready to handle this. Why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey? You immediately dress the rivals down for their immature behavior. Culinary school is to be respected. This kind of nonsense is a waste of everyone's time. I don't know what you mean, big boss. Now you've upset them. Oh, and you're the Emperor of Cooking, are you? You make the rules? I'm not sure you'd know a good meal if it ate you. Being the best chef in the world takes more than just culinary skills. It takes creativity. It takes panache. And it doesn't hurt to use a little evil. Yep, I bet so, Rudnell. You finally get a look at what it was they were hiding, and you instantly recognize it. It's a book, just like the one you found after your encounter with the Spork monster. That's the same book that I found last night in the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van Van, who hides the book behind his back. I don't know what you're talking about. That book is a family heirloom, and its contents are secret. You notice that they haven't just been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall, and they're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch them in his mouth. We're playing! Before you can dig in any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Beep, 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 beep. Clank must be running late. He's in such a hurry that he rolls right over Van Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch it, you bucket of bolts. You watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything. Bzzz, womp. Exterminate, exterminate. Who do you think you're talking to? I've never heard such language, not even from a stand mixer. Womp, womp. You will pay. No, your mother was a stand mixer. Bzz, destroy, obliterate from the earth. Van Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van Van, sending him flying across the room. Yeah, suck it, Van Van. Protect me, Colonel Sanders. These crazed men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them. Ashley's tone has completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely he must know that this is a ruse, right? Gentlemen, get a hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena at least, or don't. Honestly, what do I care? I've got lofty career aspirations to focus on. Oh, maybe I can help you with your business plan. Just then, Sprinkles arrives to signal the true start of the class day. He's panting, which doesn't seem that abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog. Exactly, Triffid. Students, please take your seats. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent the morning chasing a car. Of course you didn't. Chasing a car all around town, and my tiny legs are very, very tired. But I'm here now, and I hope you're ready to learn. Rub his furry dog belly. He loves it. Sprinkles stops in his tracks and sniffs the air around you. Something has him in a trance. It's the scent left on you from Colonel Sanders. Sprinkles jumps on you and licks your face. Down, boy. Down. Off toppin'. That command shouted by Colonel Sanders has snapped Sprinkles out of his trance. Wonder what's up with that. Sorry, I got a little carried away. Is that like the current CEO of KFC or something? After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention to the lesson, truly you do. Which is why in 1776, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, it was a chicken who first signed their name. But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders, and you miss most of the important parts. When you come to, Sprinkles is holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, Arvin? Naturally, this appears to you to be a sample platter. Which item do you want to sample? A glass of water, shimmering pepper, dog biscuit. Because of the shape it's baked in, you assume the dog biscuit is a treat made by Sprinkles. An example of his own culinary talents, perhaps? You reach out for it when Sprinkles jumps up and bites onto your cooking apron. What kind of monster would steal a dog's favorite biscuit? Whoops. Your apron is left in tatters. The entire class looks on in horror as you fall unconscious in the embarrassment. I never even got to taste it. You fade into darkness, but something is there. Sorry, wrong voice. You fade into darkness, but something is there. The Spork Monster. Borko? What are you doing here?
It's not your time, my friend. Your act of kindness has not been forgotten.
You watch as your apron magically repairs itself. You won't have to live in embarrassment anymore. Thank you, my friend, wherever you are. Hey, freaking good guy Spork Monster. Thanks, Darksteel. Everyone give it up for Darksteel Spork. Without Darksteel, it could have gone disastrously. Okay, so now what? A glass of water or a shimmering pepper? I'm guessing this? A brightly colored pepper stands out from the other items. It sparkles in a most eye-catching way, so naturally you reach out, grab it, and eat it right away. However, your body's not prepared for the heat. The pepper has triggered an intense spice hallucination. It feels like forever as you trip through the universe. My friend, ooh. This guy again? I'm here to give you an important message. Ooh. You must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. All you must do is... I was saying to fulfill your destiny, all you must do is... Sorry, I think I've still got some spice stuck in my throat. It's fine. I'll work to fulfill the prophecy. You feel yourself begin to regain consciousness. Aw, man. You come to and find everyone is staring at you. That pepper was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever. You think to yourself, geez, I should pay better attention. We all make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you someday. Come on, it's time for lunch. Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim, and your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared via timed competitive cook-off. Via timed competitive cook-off. The level of theatrics with these two is off the charts. Step up and tell them, you're on. A bit of lunchtime competition, eh? Count me in. If I have to wipe the tables with you fools before I set my lunch down on it, then so be it. I'm not the fool, you're the fool. Fool. Good one, Van Van. I like your gumption, Arvin. I'll be watching your performance. Just as things reach a boiling point, Sprinkles steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. Now, students, please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sportsing court. Finally, a little sense. You breathe a sigh of relief. At least, not until we turn on the timer! Just then, a huge light blasts you in the face, flashing the words, Timer ready! That's what I'm talking about. Aroo! I stand corrected. The hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. And that's an original quote by me, in case anyone was wondering. I hope its message lifts you to victory. I imagine, Emily. Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now is my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself. You had his chicken, and you made mashed potatoes and gravy on day one, and you're feeling like you can really impress him again here. It's time to boil some water for the potatoes.
The beautiful gravy, the beautiful gravy, the beautiful gravy, the beautiful gravy. The beautiful potatoes, the beautiful potatoes, the beautiful potatoes.
Think fast. If the timer runs down, you'll be forced to pick randomly. What temperature does water boil at? That's wrong. I knew that. What were you thinking, Arvin? Get your head in the game. You're going to need this season this chicken before you cook it. You don't know Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. How many herbs and spices did he say he used? 11. That's right. You might not know all of the ingredients yet, but at least you're headed in the right direction. Tail wagging intensifies. Now that you've got some basic steps going, it's time to elevate your craft. Yeah, I knew it was 100 something. I said Fahrenheit instead of Celsius. What state of mind offers the most flavor? What? I disagree. I'm begging you to get it together. It should be trust. Get it? I'm a dog. It's never the wrong time for some dog jokes. Next question. Your classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. You better pick up the pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, your father told you to never forget where you came from. Every day, you meditate on his advice and draw energy from that place. Now would be a great time to harness that energy. So where does it come from? A small town where big dreams are born. That's right. This is your shot and you're not going to miss it. Aroo! You try to shut out the noise of the arena and focus on your cooking. What is the sound of success? No, that's not true. It is right. Disagree. That's correct. Disagree, game. Don't make me get the spray bottle. Is this the end? Yep. Game over. All right, try again. That was garbage, by the way. I totally disagree. There's only one thing there that I made an actual mistake on. All right, all right, all right. All right, here we go. That's right, but how would you have even gotten into this school without knowing that? Winner gets to rub my furry belly. Let that enticing offer motivate you. You're going to need to season this chicken before you cook it. You don't know Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. Oh, but okay, fine, yeah. All right, 11. That's right. You might not know the ingredients yet. You're headed in the right direction. Tail wagging intensifies. Gratitude. That's right. You must never take this opportunity for granted if you hope to succeed. Classmates are rooting, but simply stronger and faster. We got to pick this up. Small town where big dreams are born. Okay, now I think I'm caught up. What is the sound? Bubbling. No, it says wrong. Don't make me get the spray bottle. You notice Colonel Sanders out of the corner of your eye. I believe in you, Arvin. That's really good to hear, Emily. I'm really glad to hear that. I guess it was silence, Arudnell, which I disagree with. That's real. I'm glad to hear that, Emily. That's really good. He's actually cheering you on, which would be awesome, except knowing he's watching you makes you totally forget what you were doing. Now all you can think about is Colonel Sanders. How many spoonfuls of gravy? Got what? You're stranded on a desert island with only one dessert cookbook. Which do you take? What a hunk! I know, right? You know what? Shouldn't you be focused on the challenge? You're falling behind. What does that have to do with crafting spectacular fried chicken and delicate baked biscuits? Woof, woof! You're really struggling to keep up. At the next station over, Ashley has already begun plating elements of her dish. It's colorful and complex. To make up time, you toss your biscuit dough into a stand mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps. Yikes! I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow appliance utilized in a kitchen battle, but sometimes that means sacrificing the personal touch. You might not have any hands, but Arvin does, and a good chef needs to be touching the dough to know when it's properly mixed. There's an easy way and a hard way. You don't get far by going the easy way. When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hand into the mixer to rescue your dough before it's overmixed. Arvin, no! But you're not fast enough, and your hand gets stuck. What? It's immediately crushed by the quickly spinning beaters. There's no way you'll be able to use that hand for the rest of the match. Colonel Sanders shakes his head in shame. What you often find is that the easy way can turn out much, much more difficult. Everyone stop what you're doing right now. This battle is over. It can't be. I was so close to finishing my dish. Sweetheart, look at your hand. You simply can't go on. Aw, that's too bad. And here I am with a completed dish ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default. No, it wouldn't be fair to compare the two on account of Arvin's injury. You see Sprinkles begin to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish. But I suppose you should at least tell us what you prepared. Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skipped straight to dessert. Under this white chocolate dome, you'll find a wide array of delights, taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellence. I was going to ask Arvin to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring this creamer of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me your strong, steady hand. This game, Mur, is a trip. This game is absolutely a trip. And how are you, Mur? Good to see you. Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients hidden within. Inside, you'll find a delicate fried cheese croquette atop a slice of honeycomb, ice cream 2 ways, tender nougat, and pearls of blueberry gelée. Colonel Sanders seems intrigued, but perhaps not impressed as he dips his finger in the chocolate sauce. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley? Oh, you. As he places a sauce-covered figure into his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. A dab of sauce sticks to his mustache. You reach out with your apron to wipe the sauce off of his glistening face. Colonel Sanders recoils and brushes you back. This goatee isn't just a fashion statement, it's also functional. I was saving that flavor for later. Jeez, this is truly the Dark Souls of freaking visual novels right here. Oh my God, they go all the way to the beginning? Oh my goodness. All right. Wow, all right. Can't mess this up. All right. All right, I already know about this. I've already gone through this before. At least I'll be able to get the silence thing. Okay. Taste your cookie, they'll be so taken with it they'll be unable to speak. Okay, he's cheering you on. That's good. Okay. So I've already gone through this, which is why I'm zipping through it again. Okay, biscuit dough. We already did this. Okay. All right. Okay, we got the white chocolate dome. Okay. Your rage burns so intensely within your eyes that they burst into flames. The flames cause your eyebrows to catch fire and turn to ash, and they fall off your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester, perhaps forever. Embarrassed and ashamed by your poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried brow, you run for the quad to be alone. What is this? What's up, Stalio? I have not played Hatoful Boyfriend. Okay, this is not exactly going as I intended. This is slightly off the path. The beautiful weather feels like an insult. Inside of you, a storm rages because I am indeed Ashless. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and have decided to get married. And he won't even ask you to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and that small fire. We should get that checked out. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef. Failure's a part of life. Not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well, then think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you enrolled with me. Enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, and motivated. Well, handsome, sure, I was born that way. But I've walked other paths. I've arrived at dead ends when I failed math. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. Oh yeah, I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. I guess that I was the ass there. That one was especially humiliating, 'cause mules can be so cruel. Yeah, you noticed that, right, Arundel? I'm like, I lost my business partner to a gunfight. I didn't know. People see my delicate ribbon tie and my well-kept beard and assume that I've got it all together, which is true now, but it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved then that I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, labor, money, or spices would deter me from giving the best I had to give. Oh, really? As Colonel Sanders changes focus, you can see something ignite inside of him. A burning passion. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure. It's honest. It's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. I will create a new chain of tofu-based chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds. As God is my witness, I will never leave this place again. Yay! Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle-scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst. It's the Spork monster. Borko?
It is I. I know I said I wouldn't be harking after the whole fight to the Deathbring. Maybe you don't really want to see me anymore, but I just wanted to say that I was wrong to attack you. And I apologize. I know what it's like having to always look over your shoulder. Monster problems.
Am I right? Aw, thanks, Borko. I'm glad there are no hard feelings. Getting jumped by a giant creature in the dark of night can really rile a person up. I also want to apologize for the way I switched right into attack mode.
I know that you're strong, and cooking scholar school can put a person under a lot of stress. I always...
I got tuned to the voice and forgot the words.
I actually used to go to this school. I wasn't always that Spork monster, you see.
I don't believe it. You were human once?
Well, no. I was a golden retriever. But I was still a student. Until one day, some mean kids with a magic spellbook cast a dark enchantment on me, and I was forever transformed.
A magic spellbook?
Precisely. I had procured a copy for myself, but somewhere along the way I lost it. If you find such a book, I beg of you, respect it. You're a powerful chef, and shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would treat them through sorcery and guile. If you need me, don't fear. I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there with you. The Spork monster, woo.
It sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen of life. Arvin, together I'm sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. A personal invite. You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. These pictures. Stepping inside Sanders' home. How does corporate sign off on this? How does, like, who in PR was like, you know what? Can you imagine the pitch? Like, was this where the suits were like, I don't know, is this what kids like these days? Hello, fellow kids. We know that you like visual novel games. Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. It looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Don't stop believing. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with and trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Yes, probably, Stalio. And yeah, Emily. Exactly. You know what's good is TikTok. TikTok. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy or something crispy. Both, perhaps? Now you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him? Yes. You decide that you're as ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish that you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. The shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' Lux Hideaway. So what we're learning from this is basically Colonel Sanders ripped off all of our dishes to be a star in his restaurants. That's basically what I'm hearing. Here we go. Coleslaw. Oh, coleslaw. Cut up pieces of lettuce and some cabbage and some creamy sauce. Coleslaw. Ooh, coleslaw. 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 Eat it raw. Magnificent. Together you chow down on the creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so that I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize that now would be the perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items that you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. You gaze out the window across the vast lake and mountain range beyond. Just then the ghost of Student pops up. Are you thinking about heading out into the world on a quest to avenge my death? Wait, what? I never even learned your name. Why would I want to avenge you? I could just tell you my name right now. It's... Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? You open the window a crack and the ghost of Student is swept out with the breeze. Tap on an item. This must be where he keeps the secret recipe. You think for a moment. What number is important to Colonel Sanders? Then it dawns on you. As soon as you turn the dial to 111111, the safe opens. Inside it you find a single note. Can chicken be prepared sashimi style? An adorable little baby boy crawls across the floor. From the goatee and mustache combo he sports, you figure this must be Colonel Sanders himself. I'm not even sure I know where. I Awesome. That, or maybe it's the drumstick that seems to be waving like a rattle. Who frames a baby picture of just themselves? Probably the same type of person who would make their own face the logo of the company they founded, am I right? The photo appears to be Colonel Sanders, except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt. Maybe this is where he discovered one of his secret herbs and spices. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on a corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't just realistic. It's real. Taxidermy? Must have been important to Colonel Sanders when it was alive. A little note clipped to the chicken's foot reads, "The true state bird of the great state of Kentucky." Tap on an item to discover more. One of the framed photos shows an old man who looks a bit like Colonel Sanders standing with a friend. They hold fried chicken drumsticks and appear to be cheersing them. You look closely and see that there's a short inscription. I wonder who my friend Pete is. Maybe that's the guy in the thing? A lock of silver hair is woven through the teeth of the comb. Upon further inspection, you realize that the hair therein isn't just silvery in color. It's actually made of spun silver. A scented candle. You pick it up and try to identify the smell. Power tool? Freshly starched collar? Piece of wood floating in a lake? Summer of 69. It was the summer of 69. No, it's one of the secret recipe ingredients. It's blah, blah, blah. You take a closer look at a large urn sitting on a nearby pedestal. There's a plaque on it. It's dusty, but when you wipe it off, you can read the inscription. It says, "Here lie the ashes of all my past careers and business failures." Poor guy. It's kind of dark, isn't it? You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off its hanger and try it on. Jacket's a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in his scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he's been working on, and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks you why you're wearing his jacket.
Aww.
I don't usually loan those out, but I must say it does look good on you. Oh crap, the jacket! You forgot to take it off. You decide that now's your moment to make a big move. You confess. I think I've developed feelings for you. I might be developing feelings for you too. Hey-o, let's go! We're in! We are in, chat! Let's go! Get hyped! But I'm concerned. I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. Colonel? Yes, Arvin? I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence. You awake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. I bet they're going to ask questions. Egypt, Pete, white suits, the true state bird of Kentucky, pure silver, and then the other ingredient. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will truly tell. Today is a day that could change the rest of your life. You think about the new secret ingredient you just learned about. Blanc. Oh, Jesus, Stalio. In some jurisdictions, blanc isn't even legal. But if the recipe's a secret, how will they know? Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast. Oh, all right. Your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous. You taste Colonel Sanders' food and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. So, would you say that we're the perfect match? How presumptuous. My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift to cookery? You know, I think we might make a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Could he be talking to you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears. Unable to speak, the only answer you can find is to run out the door and leap into the lake. No, and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University of Cooking School Academy for Learning waits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something had happened to you. It's okay. But now that it turns out that you're fine, I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam. Sure, but you will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I've been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course, I told him, you better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me, so I said, yeah, sure, I can get to know the little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Did she just say skydiving as if that's a typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker? I agree with you, Rudno. That's clearly the case. And now I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story, however. Bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date, too. Back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection, wowzers. Miriam offers to support you no matter what you do. Together with your bestie, you feel like you can do anything. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because, you know, he's Pop. What's a swirly? It sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you up one right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dipped, too. I know, I didn't even have an opportunity to say anything else, CQ, you know? They just brought me through it. I was railroaded. Where's my choice? Where are my options? Where's my player agency? Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school. There is that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? You've got some nerve, Arvin, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse. Now you're twisting my words and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up, ever! Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Arvin, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say, it was bland. Excuse me, Arvin, I am more than capable enough to speak for myself. Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine arts of fine foods. See you inside, Arvin. Oh no, the rival! Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spellbook you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Yep, don't ask a question you want the... Exactly right. Whoa, that's that book? It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. What about the spork monster? Didn't we forget about that thing they just talked with us about? A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I could think of one surefire way to find out. You open to a page covered with arcane warnings. Cast only in case of extreme emergency, it says around the edges of the page. I could use this spell here that says it will erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way drastic. Couldn't you do something else? Like anything else not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger? Yeah, by what's his name? Okay, fine, it is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you and a pretty good excuse to try it out. Nope. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. No way was I going to do that. So I bet this guy is Pete, his friend Pete. Sprinkle's already in the room waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know... that's the totally wrong voice. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens. Sprinkles stops in his tracks. He focuses in on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched in the cherry tree outside. Sprinkles turns feral and runs to the window of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Terrence! I told you never to come back here, Terrence! I will destroy you, Terrence! Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off of his face. The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence? You better not show your chubby cheeks around here ever again. After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt by not only Terrence, by any other squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professorial tone. I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Arvin, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see... But before he can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the class. Sprinkles is interrupted by whirs and sparks coming from the back of the room. Uh-oh. I told you to save it for after class. Bzz, bzz, bzz. You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. Whir. But no, you had to show off to your cool kid friends Jeff and Joan, J and J forever. Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Bzz, 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 bzz. Yeah, well, that doesn't make it a great date. Beep, whir. Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff for all I care. Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gaps in his panels and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. Good work, Miriam. You've shut him down forever. He looks over at her. He's like, I've seen things that you people wouldn't believe. Moments are all gone now, like tears in the rain. Time to go. Yeah. Beep. Bzz, 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 bzz. No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. Clank perps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels, not feet, it's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep friend footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school. Well, that was, unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The Final Competition Showdown Challenge Exam, TM. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Yeah, I can definitely say that encouraging people to feel sorry for you is not basically the positive element of what you want in a date situation. You definitely don't want the, oh, you know. So that was just kind of sounds like it was a fail all the way around. Hey, Miriam, are you okay? Okay? I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. Oh, really, Emily? I know that you know this, but I'm going to say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're going to cruise to this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not going to saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me. Of course not. Well, I mean, maybe, sorta, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it and a ranch big enough for both of us and whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. Oh no. Oh no. That's... And I bet that professor dog is going to love it up. While you were pep talking, Miriam, you completely missed lunch. But that's okay, because you had a better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You've decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent, and a chance to beat the pants off of Van Van, the supposed man-man, and his evil counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of a recipe you've been working on. Arvin's famous chicken pot pie. Ironically, I just had a piece of chicken pot pie earlier today. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders and a metric boatload of cherry blossom petals. Arvin, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pies begin to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You'd usually happily share your food with anyone who was hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick to when the oven timer goes off behind you. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know. My nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. Yeah, these kitchens and these things are always like the most epic-looking kitchens. It's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? No. I can smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. But it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. Chicken pot pie. Chicken pot pie. Chicken pot pie. Oh, it's my chicken pot pie. It makes me cry. My chicken pot pie. Pie, pie, pie. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown's about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules. That is, except to cook with everything you've got. You step off of the cook-off a lifetime. How are we doing on time here? 3:18. I gotta start at 4. Here's hoping I can get this done in 25 minutes, chat. Let's go. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big going small. Yeah? Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original recipe, trademark, fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts at a full 10 out of 10. Starts at full 10 out of 10 with an AT-AT, with a frenzy of action. Everyone's calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash! Miriam furiously injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend Baster Blaster! Van Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roll! Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula. Even Clank gets in on it. 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? It's the singularity, as was foretold. We mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all. I keep having to switch back. Self-destruct. Van Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice that Ashley has her spellbook out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic? No. Do it the hard way, as the Colonel has foretold. Who needs magic when you've got passion? Hell yeah, chat. That's your saying of the day. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm going to do it the hard way. I'm looking for a man named Bucho. That's all. Well, you had to do things the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, Arvin. Miriam notices too. And I've always believed in you, Arvin, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. What's up, Sparkly? Yeah, that's the end of the singularity. It's over now. You turn to notice that Miriam's at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who's cooking? Tiny food, short cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Ah, good stuff, Miriam. Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's the secret ingredient. Oh, no. However, she doesn't know that you lied and the ingredient was made up. And where in the world did she get Eye of Newt from? The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. God damn it, Miriam. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve the Spork Monster. Steve? Wait, what happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We Spork Monsters are many. I think Borko had the day off, but you've conquered Steve, and I hate to battle, so I'd say you're doing pretty all right. Oh, hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the Spork Monster notices that you've got the grimoire stashed behind your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magical items and accidentally summoned me. Huh? Ah, yeah, you guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water? I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pop back in the old country. You could feel Spork Monster winding up to tell a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in Monster School that I had fallen asleep during scare tactics class, and when I woke up... You toss a serious stare at Steve, and he takes the hint. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck. Having suffered this huge step back, you don't know how you could ever win. What am I going to do, chat? You summon extra power from deep down within yourself! I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win, and a full metal band to back me up.
Mac and cheese, mac and cheese. Mac and cheese, mac and cheese. Mac and cheese, mac and cheese.
Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for... Yes, Arvin, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you've been summoning immediately fades back out. For the love of God, you interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show this world my cookery! Bye, Myrrh. You begin to levitate off of the ground. Energy courses through your body. The temperature is over 9,000. You know that with this power, you can do anything. Except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. But don't worry, dear Arvin. You may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and time is almost up, so you're going to need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never really been my thing. I follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their individual efforts. Actually, it was the students' fault, CQ. Are you suggesting if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students. The time expired. It's the moment everyone's been waiting for. You must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. Seems we're missing some students. Pop? Clank? From off-screen, you can hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student. I'm flying! Sounds like it's coming from that broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside of the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom hook by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now. Let me guess. Did Van Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad. It looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing how he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. Forever, please. You kids and you pranks. I must say it's not the worst prank in UCS:AL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Oh, wait a second. Pranks. Clank! Where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear a signature whir, beep, or other onomatopoeia, but there's none. Somehow he must have gotten... Ooh. QA decided to take the day off, I guess. Gotten unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it's been a long semester. Wow, 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles and savory soup. Wow, that's extremely impressive. My word, it's so delicate. Is that a teeny tiny narutomaki I spy afloat in this itsy bitsy bowl? Yes, chef. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles, and some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl. Yeah. Sublime. Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on. I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself. And in a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much. It was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A+. Rarely do I taste a dish with as much love poured into it as yours. Miriam's overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug. Thank you, Arvin, for helping me to believe in myself. Van, you're up. Now describe your dish. I made
uni over smooth egg custard and an axe-hewn urchin shell topped with caviar.
Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second, different colored type of urchin?
Yes, Sprinkles.
A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is kind of my brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't get his nose close on account of all the spikes. He begins to paw it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Seriously. Woof, woof! Please be gentle with my cuisine. Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Ouch, my tongue! The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat this. It keeps poking my tongue. Disqualified. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles could make it difficult to eat? Dejected, Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified? For glamour? Don't discount simplicity. This isn't the last you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know. Yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Yes. Next student. Ashley, it's time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight in a light rose water syrup topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece. Don't eat the food? At a cooking school? Got toast in your ears or something, Arvin? I told you it's a display piece. Ashley, I must say it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it, and did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize that we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to the College of Eating, School for the Hungry. I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insisted. But don't breathe too hard, you might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You are disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley, and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. This should be good. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you! And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last you've heard of me, either. This class gets much smaller. I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cook, step up together. 2 chefs? What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays. Just when I thought I've seen everything in this kitchen, you give me this thing and completely blow me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I've never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. You pass, and you pass, and under your chair, you get a pass. Everyone gathers round and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. You win. Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive, even the Van Van and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how could they be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete and everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment, to get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog is in the house! Oh, oh, oh! You knew that Sprinkles was a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Family style. Oh my God, Van Van. Van Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were the villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts allowed at graduation. It's clearly written in the school's bylaws. I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. And now that everyone is together, it's the Spork Monster. He's totally mellowed out. Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more. From here out, I prepare that everyone refer to me by my new name,
Party Monster.
Student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up talking to Spork. Sorry, Party Monster. Dejected, student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found the love in her cooking, and you know she's going to do great. A red carpet rolls out across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop. He's arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see perched atop his dirty chef's hat a crown? Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. And we get a new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellor of such and such. The music at the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparking and electrical hissing. It's Clank, who has arrived late to the dance. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still doing the talking thing. I am Clank, and I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? What? I actually feel like I knew it this whole time. Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I've just begun to learn who I really am. This isn't the time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear she's managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand. Kind of. Humans are weird. Portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. All right, bye, Clank. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Howdy, classmates. Oh, damn! Colonel Sanders dropping the tie. Just like the first day you met him, he's come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time, it's a full meal. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in the history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end? No, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Arvin, what are you doing sitting all alone? Well, you know, just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. I wonder, might you tell me, what are the qualities you'd expect to find in such a lucky person? Off the top of my head, oh, I don't know, a spicy musk, a tidy goatee, and a decree from the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, just to name a few. It truly is my lucky day. Would you dance with me? Yes, I would love to. As you glide across the dance floor, hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. And once my 100th franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take a day off, and I'll be so glad to spend it together with you, Arvin. How sweet! We'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. Work together? Well, I think this is something I'll just need to do by myself. But who'll help you run your restaurants? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time at school here, do you really think running restaurants is the best path forward? Could it be? You found a love connection but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef. Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing him with his other life, the life of an entrepreneur? I suppose I could enroll at pastry school. Oh, my dear Arvin, I'm sure that you'll find your place eventually. And along the way, you'll have me by your side. The end. Yay! Oh my goodness. Oh. One last time. Oh my goodness, we did it! There we go. Super text mesh. What a fun game. This is a game that does not outstay its welcome. It's my favorite kind of you know, a game like this where you just do it, we got it, it all worked. I'm glad. That's how you one-shot a one-shot. Yes, thank you to Triffid for nominating this. And Emily for making sure that it was indeed nominated. Lot of fun. That was really great. I don't know how to rate that. I don't know what to call that. Like, is that like a for what it is, it was really good. It was like an 8 or something. Like, but it's like 2 hours, like 2.5 hours. Very funny. I have to say, that some of the stuff, some of the moments were just kind of like, what? But I'm impressed actually that they were willing to make enough fun of themselves without, you know, it's still, they got to show off their food quite a bit, but it's like so meta self-aware that just, you know, I really enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun. Delighted to give you this dilemma. Yeah, sure. Right. I'm going to have to think about, is this going to be the game of the year? I think this may not have the staying power, I'm afraid, Triffid. Since I am playing this January, I'm guessing that I'm going to play a better game by the time we get to the end of the year. But that was great. I really did have a lot of fun. And did chat like it? I assume that chat liked it. I'm just taking a guess. I know Emily said that this was the remedy. I'm very glad to hear that, by the way, Emily. I'm glad that it was helpful. But it sounds like a lot of y'all were just like into this, which is great. I really had a lot of fun with it too. Great, good stuff. And we got it done. I was getting a little worried because I got to start in about 20 minutes over on GOG.com. I'm like, wait, what if I don't get it done? But we did. It was all good. So great stuff. Yeah, it was really amazing, stupid fun. That's right. And I have to say too that like it's absolutely right. Like it doesn't, you know, it does something in the middle of that is just sort of like, you know what, whatever. And it does everything based on just like trope on purpose. You know, and all that sort of thing. So it's kind of funny. Time to go order some chicken for dinner. One wonders what the worst ending would be. Like the other endings, one way or the other. You could tell at the end they were just like, yeah, and then this doesn't work, and then you know, this one, and then they come up and do this, and there was a bunch of that, like, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, because they were like, all right, let's move on here. Corporate wants us to move on, but that was fun. And actually, that intro is really pretty funny. The you know, da, 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 da. I also like the music. I have to say, some of the music, the best food presentation though is the part where where Van presents the octopus leg on a freaking battle axe plate. Like that was funny. That was funny. I am a huge fan. So I hope that everyone now is appropriately hungry and can get a meal before the next stream. So perfect timing, folks. Thank you again to Triffid. I hope I did the game justice. And yeah, what we have got going on now is I'm going to go and get ready. Again, for those who missed it, we are not doing D&D with GOG today because one of my players is under the weather, so they can't. So I'm not going to be playing it next week either because next week schedules are changed around to accommodate the launch of Shire Adventures on this channel. So I'm not going to do that either. So it'll probably be the week after. So I'm guessing we're looking at February 7th is probably when we'll do D&D with GOG. But I'll get with the folks with D&D and I'll find out. So instead at 4 p.m., I'm going to be playing some Chained Echoes, which I've been having a lot of fun playing over on GOGCOM's Twitch channel. So I'll be doing that as I continue with Pen and Pixels. And then back here at 9 p.m. Eastern chat, the Our Vocalists. You are eating while watching. That's a perfect thing to be eating. What a game to watch while eating. Absolutely, little Royce Rossa. Good to see you. So 9 p.m. Eastern, I'll be back here continuing with Citizen Sleeper. But remember, chat, I've got a surprise tonight, so you do not want to miss it. First of all, that game's been a lot of fun with the amazing Our Vocalists. Zach and Dot will be back with us. And in addition to that, we will have the incredible and awesome surprise that I'm going to be revealing to all of you. Also, I want to mention, by the way, for those who missed it, Little Red Dot has just gotten a promotion. Little Red Dot is now the marketing manager or marketing director. I don't remember what the term is, but at Kobold Press. So congratulations to Dot. I'll get a chance to congratulate her face-to-face, so to speak, or at least virtually face-to-face later today for the Our Vocalist. But I was excited to see that. Dot works really hard. And Kobold Press is, I think, a strong entity in the field and all that. So congratulations to Dot. I'm really glad that that's the case. And she's been getting congratulated all day, and she's going to get more of that this evening. So I hope I can convince her to stick with the Our Vocalist for one time a month. I'm hoping that that's the case, because I would hate to lose Dot to a busy schedule. I'm hoping that we can do that. But anyway, I'm excited for her. So congratulations. So you can all congratulate her, and you can say hi to my good friend Zach Clay as well tonight. And you can also see this surprise that we've got. So again, you won't want to miss that. That's tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern for Citizen Sleeper. We will then be off Wednesday, Thursday. This Friday, we've got Court of Blades coming up, a Speculate event as I step back into the player role as Mike takes over again as GM. And then on Saturday, we have Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks making its triumphant return. So that's going to be a great time. And then the following Tuesday, 1 week from today, it is the launch of Shire Adventures, which I'm very excited about, sponsored by Free League Publishing. So it's going to be good stuff. So, but now I got to rise up on out of here. So you know the ways to support the channel. Thank you so much. Please follow the channel. Please check out my YouTube at !ArvTube, Discord at !ArvCord, Twitter !ArvTweets, website arvanellerman.com, financially !ArvShop for the merchandise area, !ArvTrayon is the Patreon, and that really makes a big difference, as does subbing to the channel. And thank you, because we had a lot of gift subs flying around today being given to people, and people re-upping gift subs that they had and everything, and that was great. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That gets you inspirations to help the players and a bunch of other sorts of things, but it also really supports the channel to move us towards higher goals, which is always appreciated. So thank you for that. And of course, Icarus for my Icarus graphic novel from Athos Arts, Library for my Tales and Tomes, The Forbidden Library. That is my 5e adventure and source book from Alligator Alley Entertainment, and Gray Shade, which is my novel that came out last year. The sequel to that, Renegade, will be coming out later this year. Heretic, the final book in the Grey Assassin trilogy, will be next year. And we've got the TTRPG from Brandon O'Brien later this year, and the audiobook by Trent Sparks coming out later this year as well. So a lot to order and pre-order over at that link, and please do that. Pre-orders are love, pre-orders are life. Please do that. And you can get the Gray Shade novel, of course, right now. It's available. So there's that. Gray Shade for that. And last but certainly not least, BLM, Black Lives Matter. Important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help, and reach out to others when they need help as well. And Ukraine, Ukraine, to help the fine people of Ukraine as they fight back bravely against an illegal and illegitimate war, and send a message that we will support others in similar situations publicly in the future. Thank you to my wonderful mods, Rudnell, Dragonspear, Emily the Invincible, and Triffid. Again, thanks to everybody, and thanks to Triffid for nominating this game. Thank you to my wonderful Patreon supporters and subscribers, Rudnell, Dragonspear, Emily the Invincible, Triffid, Effect Life, Nonstop, Wispy Song, CQ, Configuration Queen, Dark Steel Spork. Congratulations, Spork, for being the star of this game. And Marinda, thank you to all of you, and thank you to the gift subs given to those folks too. Thank you to my viewers, to Zero One Ella. Thank you to Big Boss SNK, to Darth Sisu. Well, yeah, it's a hell of a quote, Big Boss. Hillness, Jagtris, Kata, Little Little Roy Sarasa. Thank you to Rinaldo, the Cringe Man. Thank you to Son of God, Sophie Call, Squincy. Thank you to Stalio and the Sparkly Wallflower. Thank you all so much for all of this. I appreciate it very much. And I will see all of you lovely folks in about 15 minutes, top of the hour at GOG.com's Twitch channel for Pen and Pixels and more Chained Echoes. And back here tonight at 9 for a surprise to go along with our vocalist and Citizen Sleeper. Other than that, I love you, Colonel Sanders. Complete, true love, and true full chicken dinners have been achieved. And with that, I bid you adieu. Everyone be good to each other, folks. Talk to you soon. Honk.